Oh boy, Misty dropped again today. But let me show you what I'm seeing here. We might be at a support. Hello my friends, this is Legend. Hey, again the market has fell. This is Tuesday, February the 25th. Market went down again today. And just to take a glance, we can look at what Bitcoin here has been doing as well. It had a nice little drop, as you can see right here, a big red candle on Bitcoin. It is setting at around 88,000, so about 89,000 is where it's setting right now. So it did have a big red candle today. It's been rough in the market, I tell you, as I'm sure you're well aware of. But before we look further on Misty, let's just take a look at what I'm seeing overall on like the S&P 500. Now I'm showing the VOO here, and VOO and S&P just mimic each other. I mean, the graphs look exactly the same. They move exactly the same. Let me show you what I'm seeing. For example, on VOO, so you'll start to see a little bit of a trend line. And right here's my trend line. Let me zoom in on this. You can start to see a little bit of a pattern. We've had it bounce off of it right here. It bounced again right here. And we are right there on it again. Looks like it might bounce again, but nothing is guaranteed for sure, right? This thing could break on down, but if it does bounce, we might get a nice little pop up. But it could break on down and come on down a little bit and test this MA200, and that's the moving average 200. That's this red line. And I've got this horizontal line here, and it's also a bit of a support as well. If I go to the 4-hour chart here, as you can see here, we have the horizontal line here, and we've hit this horizontal line a couple times right here. As you can see, it came, it bounced right off it right here, it came down, bounced right off of it here, went up, and it's come down, and it looks like it just bounced right off of it again. All we know is the past. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the stock's going to do. Nobody can tell the future. So all we can do is try to predict and use history as an idea of what we may see in the future. So we've seen it bounce off it once, twice, and this is a 3-time bounce here. We'll see if this thing can turn back up and go back up, or do we come down and possibly break through. But as you can see, that same trend line here that we drew on the day chart, it runs right up through here. So it is actually passing above this horizontal line. So if it does break, it's going to break both of these little trend lines. And that's still very possible, right? Because we have had a rough time in the market. And everything's been dropping here of as late. So everything is a little bit up in the air currently with all this red. But I will say, just looking over here on the side of my chart where I've got all of my tickers, just the after hours, I do like to see that every one of them is green now. That's kind of odd. For the last couple of days, every one of them has been red. Now it's got that red number on top because everything closed pretty much down. But looks like we are getting a little pop-ups after hours. Now that doesn't mean much either, of course. It could come in the morning and everything just start dropping again. Because when there starts getting a lot of fear in the market, everybody starts selling, right? And then once you see a lot of selling and it starts dropping even more fear gets out there, and well, it just becomes a domino effect. But let's go back to Misty here. And as you can see on Misty, if I go back to my day chart, let's draw in a little bit of support right here, because if you look, you can see it, right? You can kind of see that support. I mean, it's pretty visible right there. And I'll draw that line, and it's right there at the bottom, right at 1894. So if I draw a line and I can put it, somewhere close, and then I can actually type this in 1894, and that will draw it right there on it. And we can change this, make it a little bit bold, and we'll make it dotted. Okay, and we'll even change the color. We'll make it red. That's our bottom line. That's what we're looking for it to bounce off of. Looks like it got down to about 1922, and this line being at 1894. So we'll see if we can bounce off of it. Now, Misty, of course, is a little bit of a different animal. All of these YieldMax ETFs are, right? Because when they go X, of course, we do take in that movement of that distribution getting paid out. So we really need Misty here to move on up so that it can handle that distribution. But I think this week will be NVDY and PLTY are the two that I'll be watching. And NVIDIA, of course, has gone down as well as everything else, right? So, and Palantir, it fell down pretty hard. As you can see here, I mean, Palantir, it took a dive. But, and of course, when it drops, so does PLTY. As you can see, PLTY dropped all the way down to $69. So, ouch, right? From a 95 down to a 69. That hurts. But, it is what it is. The market's down. The YieldMax ETFs take 100% of the downside of a movement, but is capped on the upside of the movement of the underlying. So it just, it's a way of gaining premium, and we need these to continually to be moving a little bit violent, because the more it moves around, the higher the premiums pay out. If you have a stock that is just steady Eddie and it doesn't hardly move like a bank stock or something like that, it's just not going to pay much premium. But if you get a stock that's moving around a lot, it jumps up, it jumps down, it's all the way around, right? Then it's going to pay high premium because it's jumping around a lot. So there's a lot of movement, a lot of implied volatility of it. And that's how the premium is paid out. It's paid out upon that implied volatility. That really affects that premium. So anyway, back to Misty here. Like I said, I think this could very well possibly be a nice little support for us here. Not guaranteed, not saying that it won't break it and it won't go on down. But it sure looks like a pretty strong support to me. After hours, looks like we're at about $20.05. So it is gone up just slightly. But that doesn't mean that it still won't fall down come tomorrow. It just really depends on how the market plays out, how Bitcoin reacts, and everything else. So if I was to look at selling a put, I would definitely look to selling a put below that $19. That's $18.94. So definitely below the 19 for sure, right? You can probably get one, and we'll just check it out right here. March the 21st, do a month expiration. Here's that month expiration right here. And actually, they're not offering a whole lot on the downside here. It looks like about that 1950 is about the only one that's available. The 15, it looks like you might can get about 32 cents actually. So that'd be $32 for a 15. That's actually pretty good. If you don't have a position, or if you have a little bit of money to play with, you could sell the put at 15 for a month out. And of course, if it does get down or below that 15, you would be assigned those shares, of course. But that would possibly be a good buy point if you are looking to get in at a really low price. But again, that's not financial advice. That is just a thought. And like I said, in the process of selling that $15 put, you would earn close to and around about that $32. And if you wanted to do one a little closer, let's just see what's open for March the 7th. Not really a whole lot available, believe it or not. Everything is actually on the upside of Misty, all on the call side. It looks like you can go all the way up to, for some, semi-decent premium. There's 21 for 40 cents, 22 for 15 cents, and that's about it on that. So, all the premium looks like it's on that call side versus the put side. But still, a $19 or an $18.50 even put here would get you $35 per contract, each contract being 100 shares. Now that is, of course, if you're willing to buy it at that price and you're willing to own those shares, then you may look to do a put for Misty. And that's sell a put, not buy a put, but sell a put. So I know it's pretty rough whenever you start seeing all this red out here, and it gets tough, and it can really mess with your mind a little bit. Starting to be worried about your stocks falling down and falling out, and that's why you always want to make sure that you have some good, strong companies in your portfolio. They will drop as well, but the idea, of course, is that they will recover. Misty and the YieldMax ETFs, of course, are higher risk than, SPY or VOO or something like that, in my opinion. But I like these because they do pay that high distribution. So anyway, let me know what you think. Is anybody out there interested in getting into Misty? Do you think this is a good buy time? Or do you think this is going to come on down? Who knows, right? Who knows? This could be the bottom. This could be the start of the fall. I don't know. But I still am holding on to Misty. I still see upside to all of this because I am bullish Bitcoin overall, long term. But nobody can tell the future. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'd be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, legend out.